Hey there, YouTuber. So this is the Aorus Elite AX DDR5 motherboard, and I'm going to swap out the CPU in here with the one that is in this motherboard. So we're going to put the i7-13700k in here with this Arctic cooler. So let's go ahead and get started, and I think we'll pull out the Celeron first. Just going to rotate these things. And you can do this with a flat head, or you should be able to do it with your hands. Usually I can do it with my hands. It's not working today, folks. Alright, I'm getting a flat head. So somewhere in there I've lost my strength. Just going to rotate that. We should have did these diagonally first, but oh well. Alright. Get that out of there. Wow, that did not, that didn't spread very good on there. Alright, so taking out the Celeron. I'll put this somewhere safe, off to the side. Now folks, I'm actually going to put the cover on. We've got some animals down here in the basement, and I do not want them to step on that. And we'll set this aside. This is my busted up Z690. You can see the PCIe damage. Got this 60 bucks off of Amazon, not Amazon, eBay. And this thing's been a workhorse for the channel. At least for 13th gen. It's been the only Z690 so far that has performed as expected. I'm expecting the Aorus Z690 to be just as good, but we'll see. So we'll take this off, we'll take the brackets off. I'm not going to take the CPU bracket out of this one and put it in the other one, the CPU frame. I've come to the conclusion it doesn't seem to do anything for this CPU after installing it 3 or 4 times now. Okay, so we do have to pull these completely out. Goes in my pocket. And this was their Arctic thermal paste. It doesn't look so hot. Alright folks, so we have to take these out. And for the sake of time, I'll spare you guys from me unscrewing all these. The CPU frame out, I like to push down on the CPU, because otherwise this thing may stick to it and pop it out, and you don't want to damage your CPU or the pins of the motherboard. So here is our, just clean a little bit of that off the side there. Here's our i7-13700k. And by the way, I did order an i9, assuming the processing goes through correctly. So I'm going to put this back in. It provides limited protection of the pins, but we're going to put another CPU in here soon. Get this out of the way. Install this power switch here. Second row, 3rd and 4th pins there. And this basically has a little button to power this up. Alright, DDR5, 5600 megahertz Kingston Fury. I have a second one of those on the way, because I don't know why we just bought one. I think I was at some point going to demonstrate that one could get better performance out of that over the 16 gigs of 4800. But we never did make that video. Alright, so let's make sure we have the right CPU. We have a few lying around down here. Okay, so this can go in only one way. Triangle here, triangle there. Okay, lining those up. And this can't be rotated 90 degrees, okay, just so you know, it won't fit. I'm not going to show that because it would probably damage the CPU. So these should be flush all the way around, and it is. And then we're just going to pop this down. Okay, and I always like to lift that up just to make sure one more time, because that violent reaction sometimes can unseat the CPU. Pop that down, boom, we're good to go. Now I'm not going to use the lousy Arctic thermal paste. I want to use Noctua. We do have some thermal grizzly around here, which would be even better. And I'm going to do the 3-line technique, with the middle one being a little thicker right there in the middle. Applying a little bit more, so there's a little glob. This is my variation of others' techniques. It's kind of like combining different ones. So folks, what did we do? We've already screwed something up here. We didn't put our brackets in. So you honestly don't want to put thermal paste in until after you put the bracket in. Why is that? Well, there's a good chance you're going to stick your fingers in it. So this thing here, folks, is really a pain in the ass, I will tell you. Trying to get this thing in there when these don't stick. This may be one of the worst designs I've ever seen. Now some of these, you can rotate them and they stay in place. This one, if it's supposed to, there's something wrong. So we're going to have to hold it over the edge of the counter. The workbench, we'll call it, right? So the thing is to just get one of these things in here. Once you get one in, you can get the rest of them in. But lining this up is such a, you know what, especially when you're trying to film. Okay, so I can see that. And if you can see it, folks, you can then put one of these in here. So now the best thing to do is go diagonally across, and we'll work on that second one. And all I gotta say to you folks is good luck with this. Good luck. You may get frustrated. If you don't, or if you do, you're only human. Alright, so now I've got these lined up. I'll be able to do the last two, and I'm going to pause and just do it to save time. Why do I say this is the worst design? Well, the mere fact that you've added all these additional parts just seems, not necessary. Now, there is the potential that the manufacturer is trying to get around somebody else's patent, so they have to do it like that, but still, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Alright, so that's in there, folks. Now we just need our brackets. Brackets are already attached to this. You're going to screw those in like that in the bottom. So these pieces right here, there's two of them, one on the other side. And once you've done that, you can drop this down on top. And so I'm going to hopefully gently move this in place. And if we're lucky, we'll line the holes up. If we're not lucky, and there we go, folks. And you get a screw on there, or not a screw, one of these nuts. And this is, you can hand tighten these to a certain point, and then you're going to need a Phillips. There's 4 of those. And I can hear the cats are trying to get into my work area. Alright, so to conserve time, we're just going to screw these in. Let me, I'm going to go diagonally, boom, 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 and keep doing that until it's tight. Alright, so we're all done. Basically, I went diagonally, did a couple threads, couple threads, couple threads, couple threads, and just kept doing that until it is completely tight, which it is now. And you don't want to over tighten this. And that's going to do it, folks. We just plug this in, our 4-pin connector on this one. It's this one, CPU fan, and that's optional. So you want that. So there's that part. Now if you have ARGB on your motherboard, which is that one, actually this is RGB, the one next to it, and we'll plug that in, and voila. Thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe.